Hey guys, welcome back. This is Val from Dreamlight. In today's video, I'm going to do a quick review of the module pipes from 3D Lab. And this is a cool set, and you can use it as it is, or you can add these pipes to your, other sets or renders and so forth. And it looks pretty cool, so I just wanted to take it for a quick spin and see how it looks. You have a lot of parts included and 5 different materials as well. Awesome, let's take it for a spin. So when installed, you can find inside DAZ Studio under my DAZ, DAZ Studio formats, my DAZ library environment, which is kind of weird. Normally it says environments and then something, right? It says environment, so it might be a typo, so just be aware of that. I was looking in here and I couldn't find it until I, found it over here instead, right? 3D Lab and then module pipes. So we have an MP all, which means it kind of loads a demo scene. You can see in the promo images. Let me just pause while loading. The good thing about this is that this scene comes pre-done, so to speak, and you can lift these pipes from your scene and add them to other scenes more easily, right? Because they are pre-built, which is great. I love that part. Now, if you don't have, let me just switch to NVIDIA Preview, and we can just go for a little bit of sunshine here, and let's just rotate the sun around so we get some kind of shadows going on. So I think it looks pretty cool. When going very, very close, let me just turn on RTX denoiser. If you have that on your NVIDIA cards, it's perfect. It's great. If you get a little bit too close, you can see that the textures won't really survive that. All right, so this is not a close-up thing. The textures are a little bit rough on the edges, but I mean, at a distance, it looks pretty good, right? And you can easily select any of the pipes and grab a, for instance, different material. I love the rust. That's the best for me. I love everything grungy. That's awesome. You got the blue and you got the black and you got the yellow. All right. Now, so here's, let me just remove everything. All right. So you can see how it looks. Whoops, there was a lot of pipes in here. I'll just remove that. And by the way, this set here, it has an individual load as well. Over here, if you click on module parts, it says MP platform. All right, this is also great. Now here is my big concern. You have the big pipes and you got the small. They're identical, just different in size. The thing is, when you click on cover, well, it loads in the scene, which is great. All right, but now let's say we want to load this one here. Well, it just loads and it doesn't take effect to the height of the pipes, right? So what I mean with that is this extension does not really end up where it should. Being a module thing for me is that they kind of click into place. Right, so if I click on this one, it's a vertical pipe on the image. It ends up being horizontal here, and as you can see, it still does not fit, right? The ring is a little bit higher than the pipe. So I would love for them to be like, so it loads at this height, so I don't need to correct the height. I would love for that to be the case, right? So everything should kind of have a different resting position. It's not a big deal, but if you add 100 parts, it can quickly add up, right? All right, further on, if you click on this one, again, it's a vertical pipe on the image, but it loads horizontal. All right, and then to change the appearance, you just click on them and go to materials and click. So that part just works perfectly. So that's a small minus, that they kind of load off, a little bit off track, so to speak. But it's a great set, it looks great, and renders really quickly as well. And I can just demo the small parts. They are exactly the same, it's just they are a little bit smaller. Roughly a little bit smaller than half the size or something like that. Identical, right? Just scaled. Alright. So here I've loaded my own set called Future Down. Don't worry about my work in progress icons here. You can find this in my DAZ store, obviously. And I'm just going to add a few pipes here just to see how they, co-work with other items. So let's for now just turn off rendering. And when working in texture shaded, you often don't see much unless you have some lights. And therefore it can be a good thing to add at times a distant light, right? So you can add a distant light that would just throw in a little bit of extra light onto the floor or whatnot, and just give you that flexibility. Alright, so back in here I'm gonna look for big pipes, or let's do small. Let's go for big, and let's load this one. Awesome. Now I need to raise it off the ground. I'm gonna click on it, and alright, let's see. Okay, cool. Alright, another thing you can do when you have one loaded, if you want, you don't need to load another one. You can also go to node instances, right, and just copy it. And once copied, you want to copy this one and paste onto the other one, right? And then you have a copy. You can just easily extend. That's sometimes even quicker than just throwing in those other pieces. Another cool thing about this is when you clone like this and you change the appearance of the first one, for instance, into the rust one, the copy also changes, right? And to avoid the pattern repetition, you can click on your pipe and then rotate it. Whoops, wrong angle. Different parts, depending on if you're raising them off the floor, will switch X and Y or Z axis at times. So you can rotate this to avoid the pattern repetition. Then we want to have some kind of connection in here, like kind of a connector, right? So it would be this one over here, big cover. All right. And again, it's loading like that, right? Let's click on it, big cover. Need to rotate it. Cool. Just enter -90. And now I'm gonna drag it all the way up here. Let's use top down for this. Here's our lid. And let's zoom out. So I'm going to use translate and then just move it into place. Alright, here somewhere, and now we can just fine tune its position, and then just, if needed, if you have that visible thing like a break of pattern or whatever, you can place that there. And let's do rust on this as well. Cool. Now let's go back to NVIDIA preview. Let's turn off our distant light and see how this looks. Well, that looks awesome, right? Blends perfectly. So guys, I recommend this product, although I'm kind of, well, a little bit hesitant about the lack of proper loading offset, so to speak. I think they should just load more direct, so they are so the parts connect more automatically. Guys, that's all for now. If you want to check out this set, Future Down, there is a link below. For the pipes, there is a link below. And if you want to master DAZ Studio, there's a link for that as well. Awesome guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon again.